Hey everybody, I'm Aggressive Tomato. I'm Aggressive Tomato. How you doing? Okay, I know I haven't made a video in a while. That's mainly because I've been having to work on a few things for school and just a few other things. So I'm really sorry that this video is kind of late and this channel has been kind of barren. I've just been having to work on school. However, when I was working on school, I would always think some of this stuff is pretty stupid. So I thought, you know what, for a returning video, why don't I make a quick little thing about what I hate about school and what I think is pretty fucking stupid. Excuse my language. I curse when I get into something. So, most people have somewhat been through the school system, or at least some system of education. Anyone who's seeing this video who hasn't, then you're probably not going to get any luck out of this video, or anything out of it, I should say. So, a big thing that I hate about school is the goddamn bus. A lot of people think like, oh, the bus is fine. Well, no, it's not. Mainly because when I was growing up, and even to this day, the bus is something I always dread. Because it's big, it's loud, there's millions of people going on, and a lot of times, you can't do anything on it. Like, oh, no internet, so you can't use your phone really. If your phone's low battery, you can't use music. Hey, what about that? Can't do homework, it's too fucking shaky. And most of all, you can't even get extra sleep out of it. Now, a big thing is, when I was in middle school, when the phones were becoming more prominent on the scene, because when I was in elementary school, all we had were the flip phones. I'm being serious. That's how my elementary school was. Yeah, when the big phones started coming out, people would have their headphones in, they'd be listening to music. I remember my bus driver in middle school didn't like us listening to music because he thought it would be, or somehow disrupt the bus's signal, so he wouldn't let us use music. Like, he wouldn't let us put the headphones in. So we'd have to go the whole bus ride talking, and then he'd be like, don't talk at all, I don't want to hear any single talking whatsoever, because that would be bad for the American system if you all learn to speak. So, not only could we not listen to music or use our phones, we couldn't talk, and he said he doesn't want to see anyone having their books out, or at all sleeping. And he ran the bus like it was military or something. You couldn't do anything except for sit forward and look at the window. And meanwhile, he would always be listening to his music. He would always be doing... I'm pretty sure he was sleeping half the time when he was driving that bus. And in my opinion, it's like, what? So it's okay for you to do all that crap, but we can't? What kind of example are you setting? Another big thing was when we finally did get to school, like, it was super boring there because all the teachers were just like that as well. Like, I don't know what it was with teachers and technology, but a lot of teachers hate the idea of students using their phones in non-learning hours. Another big thing about learning, some of the stuff you go over is absolutely stupid. Like, I don't know about you, but I drive, and I'm like, why do I've learned, like, mathematician-esque equations, and I don't use them at all in my personal life or anything. I'm a senior right now, so, to be honest, nothing I've ever used, aside from up to, like, 7th grade math, has been useful to me. I have never had to use Pythagorean theorem or whatever to project my trajectory when I'm driving to make sure I can land into the square zone, but I have to do that while maintaining gravitational force against the earth. Like, you go over that crap in, like, math and science and such, and you're expected to, like, use it every day. In fact, when I was in 8th grade, the principal... he somehow got a lot of people to do a worksheet assignment about, and have their parents come down and do a big old thing like, now that you see all of your young children here, children, why don't you show their parents on how this math can help you in everyday life? No one, I mean no one did that. Like, it was like putting clothes in laundry. Like, how to tell the circumference of your washing machine to know how many clothes can go inside. I was like, yeah, wanna know how I can figure that out? Simple, by doing it. Like, why do we need to know all these crazy math equations? Most people don't use them. I know there are like mathematicians who use them, people who go to better career jobs and need them. That's fine. But if you're going to make it so that's in school, make it an elective. Like, why don't we go over, I don't know, home economics as a required course? That seems super useful that everyone could use. Because regardless of where you come from, you probably need to do things like taxes or filing for mortgage. Why don't I know that? Instead, oh boy, can I do that quantum mechanics shit? I can do that in a heartbeat yet. Don't ask me to do your taxes now. Another big thing is, speaking of math, like when they try and explain these complex numbers and crap, like they'll give you the easiest of equations. You know, it could be something like 5 plus 2 equals 7. And they give you all that. Yet the second it goes for homework, they give you like fucking like so many huge long equations, it makes no sense. How do you even do that? Like, you can give us the easiest stuff to work on in class. At the second we get for homework, you pull out like, oh, here's some quantum mechanics for you to solve. Whee! No. Like, if you're gonna make us do that for homework, why don't you actually show us how to fucking do that crap? Like, I'm being serious. Another big thing that I hate is all the teachers themselves. Like, almost every teacher that teaches the big, boring thing, they're always the old ones. They're either the old people who have no idea what modern technology is like, or they're the people who actually like take out punishment from their life on you. I never got that though. Like, why are the old teachers hate being at school? They hate dealing with kids our age. Why do it? If you don't like being at school and teaching school-based stuff, then get out. School and being a teacher is basically a job. Okay? Sure, you might have a contract, but you can always break it. I mean, I don't know the whole inner workings of it, so don't ask me about that crap. But I'm just like, whenever you get the chance to, why don't you leave then, if you can't stand it? And another big thing is school lunches. Because, you know, where I'm from, it's legally required to feed all your students, or at least give them the opportunity to be fed. And I know I'm not supposed to accept, like, gourmet, fine cuisine. I'm not supposed to find that, and I can agree with that, because no one's going to make that. Yet, some of the food is just like, what? How is this okay and healthy? Like, are you sure this stuff is edible? And a big thing is, when I was in elementary school, we would always get the little milk cartons or whatever. Well, when I was at school, there were milk bags. There were little bags of milk. And then when I was in 5th grade, they switched over to cartons, which I never got. Like, when I was in elementary school, 1 through 4th, whoa, bags of milk. This is like some foreign stuff, which it was. I believe the company who distributed it was foreign. And then they were like, oh no, we're taking that away. And instead we got the boring milk cartons. Which, can I ask a question? Why the fuck is it that I'm a senior in high school and I still have to drink these goddamn milk cartons? Like, there are barely any. There's barely nothing in them, and they're like, oh, these things are super good. I mean, you're a young, growing toddler, high schooler. You need to drink lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of milk. Like, just fill your butthole full of milk. That's gonna help us all. And I'm like, it would be easier to afford water. Why spend thousands of dollars on milk when you can spend hundreds on water that everyone will drink? I mean, to be honest, I don't like school milk. I hate it. Because it's not even fresh. Like, I'm not a big milk drinker. I used to when I was a kid, yet now I'm not. And I'm like, what? Why is that? I'm so old. Like, I'm much older. Like, by now, my body doesn't need too much milk. I mean, I can get, like, infants and elementary schoolers drink lots of milk because their bodies need it. By the time you hit middle school, your body doesn't need too much milk anymore. A glass a day and you're good. And most people drink milk for breakfast, so why do you even serve it at lunch? I mean, milk I can see for like a breakfast menu item, but if you're like, why not water as a substitute? It's so much cheaper to produce and distribute than a whole carton of milk. Another big thing I can't stand about school lunches is that they give you these rinky-dinky little thin-ass trays that if you don't hold on with like an iron grip will explode. Like it'll just rip apart a million little pieces and then just like violently like somehow just turn into mush. And I'm just sitting here like, no, why is this allowed by the school system? This should not be something that we serve at lunchtime either. So we got horrible ass milk, which your body does not need by the time you hit high school. It contains almost nothing, broke ass trays, and some of the worst goddamn prison food I can imagine. In fact, I'm pretty sure prisoners eat better than school students. And another common thing is that, oh, well, you're a high school student. You need to learn how to eat properly. Well, I'm not going to eat fucking school food all day. I'm not going to prison. Like, I'm pretty sure most of, like, the people in the school system refuse to change it because that would require bigger, deeper thought. And because they know nothing of school, they're just putting shit on a wall. And that's what I can't stand about school lunches. Like, they taste horrible. You want us to eat these things that are healthy for us. Well, why don't you make them taste good? Like, if you're so concerned with us eating healthy, why don't you eat the food yourself and see if you like it instead of going and getting private chefs for you? Another big thing is that I just don't understand anything about the homework. So, why is it that every teacher wants to give us piles of homework? I can understand like maybe a page, 2 pages, heck, 3 pages tops for each individual class. But no, some teachers make it their life goal that if they have to suffer at home grading your paper, you have to suffer as well. Me personally, like when I was in elementary and middle school, I didn't do any of the homework until the bus ride to school. And when the teacher asked why I was so shaky, I said, because I was nervous. Because I had so much homework. Like, good. Like, my teachers in middle school were happy that I had a lot of homework to do. And I'm just like, no, you shouldn't be happy that you're giving out piles of homework. You shouldn't. It's not right to give so much homework for something you don't even need. Because after a while, you kind of already have it ingrained in your brain of what to do. And I know that's supposed to be practice, that, you know, it's not supposed to be fun, it's supposed to be practice. But me personally, like, why? Why do I have 50 pages of math homework when I only need 2 to understand it? And that's what I don't get. Like, people nowadays just don't understand that sometimes doing piles of work isn't going to help us learn anything. And that's why I just don't, and that's why I think teachers just don't understand about schools nowadays and people. You can't just throw piles and piles of work. It's just not good. Another big thing that I hate is that the chairs. Like, another big thing I hate, I just hate those chairs. For those who don't know, at my school, we had these metal, iron, hurts your ass if you sit on them for 5 seconds kind of chairs. My question is, why don't you make the chairs a little bit more comfortable? Like, I don't know, a thin layer of cotton or padding would be so much better than just sitting on bare metal. I mean, I don't know about you, but whenever I sit on bare metal, I find it hard to concentrate. In fact, why do you even think office chairs have padding? Because you sit down all the time. Like my gaming chair. Right now, I'm sitting on fucking thick-ass padding because like the wood that's made out of is still hard to sit on. Another big thing is the books. Why are every single book like super old? Why not, like, they're taught like in science class. They were talking about like how we only like literally my book said we had 9 planets and it was made in 1997. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean here, but for those of you who don't know, you can't do that. Why don't you get modern day books? Oh wait, I know why, because computers. Almost every teacher has this thing where the computer is their bane of existence. And for one reason, it can teach better than them. Because they can get information far more sharper than trying to explain it. And I don't get that. Like, in class, that's why so many people fall asleep right now. Is because the teacher can't keep the class focused because what they're talking about is not useful to their everyday situations. It's like, if you really want to make school likable, why don't you shorten down from a 5-hour time period to maybe a 4-hour? I mean, sure, it won't make us like that much smarter, but it would definitely keep class shorter and force the students to work harder or else they'll get bad grades. And I hate to say it, but making it a legal requirement to get bad grades is kind of the reason why we do school, because we're legally forced to. Anyway, then I'm sorry for this ranting, but I really want to get it off my chest. For those of you who don't know, yes, this is my last year of school. Hopefully, unless I go to college, which I might. But for those of you who really want to know the biggest thing, yes, I don't like school. The system's flawed. It needs to be repaired as fast as possible. But since I'm on my way out, I won't really have to worry about that anymore. Anyway, for anyone else wondering where our Dark Souls 3 playthrough is, there's some complications with the scheduling for recordings. So for now, I won't be able to get as many episodes out as I want to. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Have yourselves a good one. Bye-bye!